Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. With you today once more is future Grandmaster Batlung. And 2 weeks back, I had attended a tournament in Malawi. And today we'll be looking at a historic game I played uh, at this tournament. So the tournament I played was the Susan at 50 Chess Championship. Shout out to the Gift of Chess and also to the Chess Federation of Lesotho for sponsoring me to attend this tournament, and also a huge shout out for my parents for contributing. So this was my first international tournament, and um yeah, it was quite scary. And the game I played, this was round six. I had 4 points over six, 4 points going over five. No, actually 3.5 going into this game, and I needed a win to keep my chances alive of winning the tournament. Like I said, it was my first tournament. I was 1600 rated playing against 1800 rated players. So this game I was playing against 1500. So it was a must win for me, and I did not disappoint as I came up with a win. The first move I played was e4. Let's dive into this game. As you may know from my first video, I'm a standard e4 player. So the first move I played was I was white and I played e4. My opponent responded with d6, the perk defense, and mainline d4 and then knight f6. So this is basic mainline. Knight c3. Then my opponent plays g6. Okay, let's dive in deep. I'm there sitting at the board and I'm like, I need a win. And my hands are over my head and I'm like, I don't think that's a good move. And I really need a win. The thing is that my 1500 rated opponent has played very sharply in this tournament, beating very strong players. So it wasn't going to be easy. So after g6, I thought for a while and okay, thought maybe moves like knight f3 or bishop c4. But then I remembered my coach, his name is Peromusedi. He'd play training games with me, and then sometimes he'd play f4. And from those games, I'd lose a lot. So I decided to experiment and play f4. He continued with bishop g7, and then I played knight f6. A basic development moves, nothing too special, I'd say. He castled, played my bishop to c4. So here, I find myself better in this position um, because obviously I've had more developed pieces. My knight and my two knights and my bishops getting ready to castle. Um, yeah, and I have the space advantage, which I think with space advantage and properly placed and developed pieces, I can improve my position. Then he played bishop g4, and I played h3, just trying to kick away the bishop. Then out of surprise, I see bishop takes f3. Yeah, bishop here, then going back really doesn't make sense. So I guess he had to do something like takes. But then now I felt like, yeah, I'm winning this game. This was a classical game, and um, I think in when we arrived to move 7, I'd already spent 20 minutes on the opening, and he just spent 5 minutes because I think he's played this. I don't normally play this, so I was careful. I was trying to be as careful as I could be to try and see if I don't make any mistakes. So we're landed in this position. I have two options: queen takes f3 or g takes f3. Um, for those who watched the first video, I want to believe that you know the kind of player I am, an attacking player. So The reason why I was actually trying to actually look at this move g takes h3 is because I saw this advantage. Rook to g1 and then pushing h4, uh, h4 followed by h5. It looked nasty and scary a bit, but I didn't quite see the threat much in it. Queen takes f3. I still had the idea of playing h4, h5, but then I found queen takes f3 more better. He played c6. Whoa, this is an inaccuracy. Uh, I'm not sure if it is. I didn't really look into the engine much. I just browsed through the analysis. I felt I felt like this was the analysis. Felt like that was an inaccuracy because I think in this type when I play the King's Indian, so normally when you undermine the center, you try as quick as possible to try to undermine the center. So I was thinking of moves like um, c6. I don't think I'm not to judge. I'm 1600 rated. I think maybe e6 and then d5 for better. You'll see later on in the video where I show um why e6 and it's not really better. I'm not really sure, but then uh, I looked into one line where I saw that e6 could have, if he played e6, could have saved his position. I think I want to believe so. But anyways, he played c6. I thought for 3 minutes here, he played e5, striking into the heart, just trying to open up the position. I know my king is still in the center, but then I didn't see what he had really because I was thinking of take, then maybe f takes, give up this. When the knight goes, let's say back, let's say the knight goes, no, it wouldn't go to h5. Let's say takes, then here, or yes, to e8. Then I just play something like h4, h5, and that's just give up my pawn here. I'm going to need you to use my visualization for those who can see, or just put this position in any analysis board you can put it in. Um, so yeah, e5 was played. My opponent, I think he saw what I was thinking, and I was also like trying to look at these moves like d takes e5 and then c takes e5, but I wanted this file open ish so that h4 h5, maybe g4 incoming. But what I saw is that this position is very nasty, and well, I'm not sure how my opponent could like save his position. And also there was this idea I think of playing, I thought of d5, which I think is not a good move because obviously I just take the knight, take my bishop. If you take my bishop, I take your bishop too, so I think it's a bit blunder. So e5 was played and then my opponent played knight e8. Here on out my position was way better. His position was so congested. I couldn't see anything he had now because the only he doesn't have any active pieces. Look at this. Look at all these pieces and just tell me what you think they're doing. All on the 8th rank. They're useless. And the bishop he and carrot isn't doing much because of my pawn structure. From there I I felt better here because I had that feeling I was better because obviously your pieces can be this undeveloped and and look at the strength of my bishop and h4 h5 coming in. This was nasty. I want to believe if not fully winning, I didn't see how I could lose this game. So I played h4. After h4 my opponent played h5. So sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. but I've reconnected with the board. So for that, h5. Then I played f5. Look at this. Um, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to weaken his king. For me, he these pieces aren't doing anything. So I think, and the thing is that I have the space advantage. So um there's this thing I've seen on Chess Mood. It's like a website for, it's something like a website. Yes, let me just say a chess website. Chess Mood, a paid chess website. Yes, so this is where uh top level grandmasters like Grandmaster Gregorian Advetic post videos of teaching, very instructive videos, but it's very expensive and I don't really have the funds for that. But then Grandmaster Noel Stutter was very kind of him to give me a 3 month trial to just to try and look at um some of the some coaching that he offered there. So I used it to the best opportunity I could, and I learned a lot of things. And one of this game could show you some things I've learned from it. One thing I learned from that is that when you have the space advantage and your king is weak, like your opponent can't really do much, because what I saw is that from the space advantage, the thing is, um if, let's say, I didn't have the space advantage at all, I was going to lose this game because his pieces could enter from where I'm not really sure. But then uh, one day I'll show you what I'm talking about. But then, since I have the space advantage, um, my king is actually safer than his, because of he can't really do anything in this position. It's just frozen. So I play f5, plays d5, trying to get a little bit of play. He can't really take, because if he takes here, I want to believe I take the h pawn. Yes, h pawn or f pawn. Chat. Which one is better here? H or f pawn? I'm not really sure, but then I remember in the tournament I told myself I was going to take the h pawn. No, I don't think taking the h pawn is best. Yeah, when I think of it, let's go back. F5, let's say my opponent just decided to take. I think this is better. Yes. Queen takes f6 with the idea. I meant queen takes f5 with the idea of, let's say he pushes a6 with this idea. How do you stop mate here? Yes. How do you stop this mate? I don't know how you stop it, but then, yeah, I want to believe you take that pawn. So yeah, I want to believe I was going to find queen takes f5, not queen takes h5. Sorry for that. But hey, it is what it is. My opponent played d5, and instantly I played the move bishop to d3, putting a lot of pressure here. But not, yes, I'm putting a lot of pressure here. Then out of a sudden, my opponent plays queen c8. I think what they thought was something like, if I take, they get to take, and then they're attacking my queen. They're attacking my queen, but then I don't see the threat after I go. Sorry, f takes g6. Then they're attacking my queen, but I don't really see the threat after queen g3. So this is, and I want to believe after that, I can still take this pawn. Will still continue mating ideas here with the bishop and the queen. So yeah, this position was very lost for my opponent. Um, so after bishop d3, my opponent played queen c8, then g4. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Pushing the pawns, opening up the position. This move g4 allows me to bring in my rooks and all my pieces. H takes g4, queen takes g4, g takes f5. What? Bro, you're losing and you just decide to like, I don't know what. Look at this. Look at how open this king is now. He just exposed his king even worse. So yeah, it's losing now. Bishop takes f5, e6, and then bishop back to d3. My opponent tried compensating with f5, thinking that I'll emphasize him, and then maybe something like this. And then after my queen, let's see, something like, oh no, oh no. I think he was thinking after knight takes f6, I'd play like back, and then he gets to run with the king, but it's still losing though. But I don't think he anticipated a move like queen g6. As this move, I'm 13, h5, h6, yeah, it's practically game over. No, but then with this move, I think he can come here maybe. Queen exchange, then h5, queen takes, h takes, I want to believe, and then yeah, I still believe this is winning. This pawn is like controlling major squares for the king. The king is practically in jail with this pawn. So I want to believe this was still winning. Other than that, I'm not really sure what he was thinking. But then he thought for a while. Sorry, I think I want to put it. Yes, f5. Then I played he played e6 f5. Then I played queen g3. No, I think that move was rushed a bit because I think queen g6 was better. I want to believe so. Maybe not, I'm not sure. Then he played king h8 and I pushed h5 with g8. And yeah, I think this was an inaccuracy. I played rook to sorry ladies and gentlemen. I would like to apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the technical difficulties that we faced. But we're back. So after this move, rook g8, I made an inaccuracy. I played rook g1. Like I said, this move was rushed, a bit rushed, I want to believe. Because when I looked into it before I started this video, I was like, what was wrong with h6, man? Because then when I realized this bishop, wait, oh, I thought I didn't see the way for the bishop. I didn't see where the bishop could go. Yeah, it's still that's a good bishop f8. So yeah. Rook g1 here is I want to believe is best because of bishop f8. I didn't see that. So ladies and gentlemen. Then he also rushed to move knight c7. I think we are both on a time scramble now, even though we've only played 19 moves. Knight c7. Then, ladies and gentlemen, I think instead of knight c7, I think something like no, actually yes. I want to move like no, this is losing. I don't see how he can maybe sacrificing the knight or something. Yeah, maybe he takes, maybe bishop takes. He can try and find a way, but I don't see a way because then I just exchange. And then after we exchange, I'm a piece up, and I don't think and I also have a passed pawn. pawn. Maybe I can push my pass pawn, just give you another free pawn, and then like try and play something like this. Let's say this, and then cancel it out maybe. I want to believe something like that. Yes. But then after that, after rook knight to c7, I finished the game in style, in fashion, with the move h6. h6, and then my opponent wanted to resign here, but then he was like, okay, let's just play on for content. He knew I was going to create content on this. Bishop takes e5, queen takes c5, king h7, and from here I will leave you guys to find the mate in 2. I will not show you the continuation of the game. It's made in actually made in checkmate in 3 or 2, somewhere there. But then what I just wanted to show is that I didn't really want, yeah, space advantage is a key role in chess, I think. That's what I wanted to show, and I wanted to show that I've been learning a lot from the videos I've been watching lately. You don't necessarily need a coach to improve at chess, but I'm still looking for one at the moment as well. But I hope to eventually find one. And the big announcement I wanted to make is that on the 14th of May, I will be attending the African Youth. Okay, let me not say I will be attending the African Youth, but I pray to God I will be. It's the biggest tournament in the biggest youth tournament in Africa. A lot of strong chess players will be there, and I really want to pursue my dream of becoming a grandmaster. In this tournament, the winner will get the FM title, but obviously it's not going to be easy, and I'm not guaranteed to win the tournament. But then I hope to learn a lot from it. So I just wanted to ask if any of you guys are willing to sponsor me. You can for any of my contact info, just DM me on my Instagram account, which is Lisela_chess house, or just search my name, Batlong Lisel. Yeah, I hope to work with you in future and hope to attend the African Youth um, in 2 weeks' time. Stay tuned for more content. Don't forget to hit the follow button and subscribe. Thank you for being with me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to continue once more with you. Goodbye.